Have you ever sipped a cup of hot chai at a small railway station in India? Imagine the boy who served you that tea, barefoot, tired, yet smiling. What if I told you one such boy grew up to become the Prime Minister of India, leading one of the largest democracies in the world? This is not a political story. It is a human story. A story of how relentless focus, humility, and an unshakable spirit can turn the simplest beginnings into the grandest journeys. In the dusty lanes of Vatnagar, Gujarat, a young boy named Narendra helped his father at a small tea stall. Customers came and went, some too busy to notice the boy's face, some leaving without paying. But in those ordinary days, something extraordinary was brewing. Narendra learned more than just how to boil water or mix sugar and tea leaves. He learned the art of observing people, listening to their worries, watching their ambitions. He saw life from the ground up, the struggle of farmers, the exhaustion of workers, the dreams of young men traveling to cities in search of opportunities. And perhaps, without realizing it, the boy serving tea was also serving himself a vision. If I work hard enough, no beginning is too small. Life was never kind. His family was poor. Education was limited. Society told him he would never be more than the chaiwala's son. But here is where the story changes. While most would surrender to such a label, Narendra chose to rewrite it. He poured his discipline into every small task. He joined social service organizations. He read relentlessly. He learned the stories of India's past leaders, and step by step, he began to shape himself. This is where psychology gives us an insight. Your environment does not always decide your outcome. Your mindset does. Studies show that people who build what experts call a growth mindset, the belief that effort matters more than talent, consistently outperform those who rely only on their circumstances. Narendra's life was the living experiment of that truth. As he grew older, he became active in public service, often taking on responsibilities far bigger than himself. He faced resistance, failures, even ridicule. But each time, he returned with greater resolve. He once said in a speech, "Hard work never brings fatigue. It brings satisfaction." This was not just rhetoric. It was his life experience. From grassroots organizing to leadership roles, from unknown worker to public speaker, he carried forward the lessons of the tea stall. Serve people with sincerity, stay connected to the ground, and never underestimate the power of persistence. Years turned into decades. That small boy from Vatnagar now stood on stages before thousands. His journey from tea seller to political leader was not sudden. It was not glamorous. It was carved out of daily commitment, one brick at a time. And then, history witnessed something remarkable. In 2014, Narendra Modi was sworn in as the Prime Minister of India. The boy who once served chai on railway platforms now served a nation of over 1 billion people. Pause for a moment and reflect on that. Isn't it incredible that the same hands that once poured tea for strangers now shook hands with presidents and world leaders? But here's the real story. It's not about politics, not about power, not even about leadership. It's about possibility. When you look at Narendra Modi's life, what do you really see? You see proof that the labels society gives you, poor, uneducated, ordinary, are only temporary tags. The true definition of your life is not written by others. It is written by how long you are willing to walk the hard road without giving up. Experts in success psychology remind us, long-term vision combined with short-term discipline is what separates dreamers from achievers. Modi's rise is an example of that equation. So, here is the modern parable. Life may serve you only a small cup of tea at first, but how you stir it, how you savor it, and how you share it with others, that decides the banquet you will one day sit at. Narendra Modi's childhood could have been an excuse. Instead, it became his training ground. He proved that no matter how narrow your beginning, persistence can widen your path to heights unimaginable. And this is the lesson for you, my friend, watching this right now in India. Whether you are a student, a worker, or a dreamer, your chai stall is not your destiny. It is your launch pad. Narendra Modi's journey from tea seller to Prime Minister is not just his story. It is India's story. It is humanity's story. It tells us that greatness is not reserved for the privileged. It belongs to those who refuse to stop climbing, no matter how heavy the load. So, let me ask you, what is your version of the tea stall? What is the humble place you are starting from? Remember this: your starting point is never your final identity. When you hold on to your vision with discipline, your small beginning can lead to extraordinary ends. If this story inspired you, share it with a friend who needs hope. Subscribe to Mindshift Stories for more modern parables that can shift your way of thinking. And never forget, the boy selling tea can one day lead a nation. And you, too, can rise far beyond where you are today.